Let's do it.
Offshore operations make big demands on people, machines, and procedures. Undertaking offshore operations in a way that is both cost-effective and above all safe for man and the environment is a major challenge. As well as a good ship, you need a good team to beat the challenges posed by the elements. Both of these, outstanding vessels and good teams, can be found hard at work in the Huntington field. After the Babbage Reservoir, Huntington is now the second field development project in which E.ON E&P is lead operator. With a length of 161 meters, the North Sea Giant is one of the biggest offshore special-purpose vessels currently in service anywhere in the world.
We're standing here around 3 meters below sea level, next to one of 6 diesel generators, producing 3,600 kilowatts each, a total of 22,000 kilowatts or 29,000 horsepower, supplying the main bus bar where all the consumers are taken from, including the propulsion. So this is a diesel-electric engine, diesel-electric vessel.
An agile Leviathan. The mighty North Sea Giant is able to turn on the spot thanks to its 5 Voigt-Schneider propellers. The high equipment specification, the vessel's high load-carrying capacity of 14,200 tons, and the 400-ton lifting capacity of the main crane make the North Sea Giant a unique vessel. Its task in the Huntington field is to help with the installation of 12 subsea anchors.
We have 2 anchors left on deck. The first anchor we're going to deploy now. It's a 9-meter diameter anchor. The height is 10 meters, as you can 11 meters, as you can see on the markings over there. And she is weighing about 160 tons.
The anchors are being sunk into the seabed in a 360-degree arc around the future position of the Voyager. The massive anchors will eventually hold the FPSO platform securely in position, in wind and storm.
Yes, everything we use here is large and heavy. This chain is a so-called 147 millimeter long link chain, and 1 meter of chain weighs approximately 450 kilos. Here we have the so-called anchor shackle, which will be connected to the anchor, and this weighs, with the pin in, once the pin is in, approximately half a ton.
It can get quite hectic on deck. The crew are preparing the heavy anchor chain. It will be pulled across from the vessel opposite onto the North Sea Giant and then attached to the steel anchor bodies. The last meeting before the big lift. Last-minute information is gathered and analysed. What's the weather report? Will the wind remain steady? How about the swell? Is everyone in position? For Stephen Shanahan, the lift can finally get underway. Stephen gives the signal and the lift begins.
This is a great vessel to be working from. The guys working down on deck are very, very professional. We've got great weather. It's obviously not very nice out there, but it's good weather for an installation. So yeah, it's all good. I'm perfectly happy with what we've got right now.
The North Sea Giant moves into position. The maritime monster inches towards its designated target under computer control. The vessel approaches the next anchor position as if drawn on an invisible line. 57 degrees 37 minutes north and 1 degree 40 minutes east are the coordinates of the Huntington field in the central sector of the North Sea. The anchor point is reached and the sea fixings are capped. The 106-ton anchor is finally on its way down into the depths of the North Sea. Before the 10-meter-high anchor disappears beneath the waves forever, the anchor chains are attached. No easy job. One last huge waterspout, and the journey to the deep begins. On its way to the seabed, the anchor is accompanied by small mini-submarines, so-called ROVs, remote operated vehicles, which monitor its progress. Every movement is closely observed. When the anchor arrives on the bottom, pumps suck a vacuum in the anchor's inner cavity.
92 meters. And the height of the anchor is 13 meters, and it will be dragged by vacuum or under pressure into the seabed all the way down, so it will be just maybe half a meter above seabed.
A number of exploratory boreholes have confirmed the presence of some 30 million barrels of oil here beneath the seabed. The operation in the Huntington field is assisted by the Far Sapphire, another giant vessel 90 meters in length. The Far Sapphire is specialized in offshore construction.
The vessel is 97 meters long, 22 meters wide. We have winches, 500 tons, the biggest one 450 and one 400. And on that side, he is maneuvering the winch and got all the tension systems, the meters on the winch and everything. So we got all the systems as we have in front, we have also in the back.
Is at anchor in the Norwegian port of Haugesund. Powerful winches pull a 900-meter-long polyester anchor line on board. The anchor lines must not be damaged. Water is used to ensure the operation goes off smoothly. Every meter of the precious line is important and is fully documented. The Far Sapphire sets out on her voyage to the Huntington field, carrying 4 anchor lines, each 900 meters long. After one day's sailing the choppy seas, the Far Sapphire is approaching her destination.
Where we will go to each anchor in turn. We'll pick up the bottom chain section, bring it on deck. We'll connect in turn the polyester, the buoy and the top chain, and then we'll lower them down and lay them on the seabed.
The Ensko 100 rig appears on the horizon. The climax of the operation is always positioning the massive buoy, which will eventually keep the anchor line away from the seabed. 3 times, the Far Sapphire must return to port to collect new anchor lines and buoys.
The reason for the buoy is to keep the polyester off the seabed to the oil rig like this, keeps it floating for tension.
When all of the anchor lines have been paid out, the field is ready for the final act. Like the spokes of a huge wheel, all of the anchor lines now run to a point in the center. This is the future position of the FPSO platform, the Voyager. In the next part, see gigantic components setting out on their journey. From the shipyards in Gdynia, Poland, to the Numo yard in the Norwegian port of Arendal. Watch how the Smith Tackliff 7 floating crane takes the huge load on its hook in the narrow Norwegian fjord.
Working all week, 9 to 5 for my money. So on the weekend